snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we'll be reviewing the Amplid Souly Grail. This board features Amplid's cruise camber, which is a mellow traditional camber with a little early rise rocker in the nose. What this is going to do is give you that load, pop, snap, and drive of traditional camber, but you're also going to get a little ease of entry in and out of turns from that early rise rocker, as well as optimal powder float. This board is available in 157 and 162. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was a mix of sunny blue skies with high cloud coverage, low to moderate winds at times, average temps to slightly warmer temps. You had frozen, firm, fast, chunder, groomers, and then you got lumpy, slushy, chunder, ice. It kind of just depended where you were on the mountain. You got a wide mix of conditions, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. This board is on the stiffer side of the freeride carving board spectrum. It's not a full-blown plank, but it is stiffer. One of the big things to note is there is a clear defined flex point right in front of that rear insert pack, and the overall flex of it goes like this. Slightly softer in the nose till just past that early rise rocker, then it stiffens all the way back up to that clear defined flex point right inside the front binding insert pack. Then it stiffens up again outside there through the tail, and there's a little bit of torsional flex. Now this board is a smooth and stable ride to it. It's not damp because it still has liveliness. It's smooth and stable. When you're going at high speeds, you get a little bit of chatter in the nose. It's completely dissipated before it even hits that front insert pack. And when you're crushing over death cookies and chunder, you feel it, but it does not affect the ride at all with this thing. It just maintains that smoothness that just allows you to go Mach 10 across anything in your path. While the camber profile on this board isn't the most aggressive out there, you do need to load it up to get snaps. So you're putting that downward pressure into it to really get it to react. And since you have to pretty much ride this thing at Mach 10 speeds, it will help you get snap. It's not going to be the snappiest thing out there, but if you want to launch a roller, maybe hit a side hit or ollie over some fat skier that fell in front of you, you'll be able to get that done. Are you going to be able to go ollie a slow sign with it? No, not by any means. That's just not what it's made for. Because someone will want to butter it? No, I didn't. I don't care. I went and I carved. I turned with this thing because that's what this board's for. I didn't butter, I turned. You should too. Looking at you, one of you was going to just be like, I can butter it. I'm sure you can. I don't care. The big thing to talk about with this board when it comes to carving is its edge-to-edge transmission. It's fluid and smooth, not quick and nimble. So there's like a slight delayed reaction as you transition it from toe to heel. There is 3D shaping out in the nose that does affect it, as well as that early rise in there. So you get this smooth and fluid transition, but like I said, not quick and nimble. And then when you get it on edge, you pretty much drive it almost out at the tip, right kind of where the camber meets that rocker zone. That's really where it starts to engage. And it just takes over, and you're doing a lot of those middle body movements with your hips to really push into this board to get it to drive. You're not going to be doing like ankle flexion or just really tight, quick turns with it. You're going to be a little more subdued. And one of the other things that needs to be noted about this board is that it's light on edge. And by that I mean, you're on edge, but you don't feel like you're just locked in and that's it and you can crush everything in your path. You're there, you're leaving that pencil thin line, you're swooping from one side of the trail to the other, and believe me, you're gonna swoop. This thing needs space to turn. And when you do, it's a light edging, and you can disengage that at a second's notice. And that's part of that fluid transmission that comes with riding this board. You're not gonna be just ripping as hard as you can. You're gonna be a little more laid back, a little more subtle. You're going to be predicting where you want to take this board from one side of the run back to the other. Now, if you're trying to do really tight, quick turns, you know, where you're just rolling from edge to edge, you can do it, but you're gonna be throwing your hips more into the board than you think that you are. And it's gonna be one of those things where you're really working it a lot harder to get it there. This is a board that does demand a little more precision with it. You've gotta be a little more cognizant of your surroundings and where you're gonna take it. Can you lay this board over on edge? Yes, I did. It takes a lot more effort, and like I said, it's light on edge, so don't feel like when you're leveraging your body over to really lay it out that it's gonna stay locked in. It can kick out on you. Who's this board for? The fast riding, long carving freeride rider. This is a high-speed carving cruiser of a board. You're gonna stay light on your feet, but what this board does is it screams at Mach 10 and it lets people know that you like a very thin, defined carve, that you're gonna be swooping in and out of people, that you're gonna be using all the terrain available to your turning ability. It's not gonna be the board for everyone, but it is gonna be for that person that likes it. The other thing to note about this is how smooth this board rides. It's just very fluid. You got that anti-phase technology in there that helps dissipate chatter, and that just adds to how this board rides. It's not damp and dead, it's damp and lively, smooth and fluid, which are just characteristics that you normally don't hear with something that can really dissipate energy like that. Comparable boards: the Korua Cafe Racer, the Bataleon Carver, the Nidecker Smoke. Binding recommendations: the Nitro Phantom Carver, the Ride A10, the Union Atlas. This has been my review of the Amplid Souly Grail. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.